welcome to Sandy Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. It is a pleasure to be with you guys today. I don't jump on the camera too much anymore because, you know, I don't want to take the time to get my hair fixed and all that stuff. I don't want to take the time to do my hair, and it's just easier to do a reading real quick without trying to get camera ready. But today I did want to jump on and say thank you guys so much for being patient with me as I worked on a huge project and had very little time to do tarot readings in the last couple of months. I'm going to do a long one today, 4 piles, yes or no pick a card, because that is by far my subscribers' favorite. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys today, just to say thank you so much for sticking with me these last couple of months. And thank you for sticking with me for this last year. You know, it's kind of Thanksgiving season, although it's over. You know, it's kind of always Thanksgiving season to me, so it may be officially over, but there's never a bad time to thank people for their support and for their encouragement, and that's what you guys have been for me as I've been doing this channel almost 2 years now, and it has grown. I get more and more subscribers all the time. I feel like that you guys appreciate what I am doing, and I feel like it provides some guidance for you guys sometimes. As I always say, the information is in there, I just help bring it out. And actually, our spirit guides are working together to help bring these messages out to you. So I appreciate you guys. If I don't see you, if I don't put my face on camera before Christmas, I do want to say have a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate. And I hope that you are looking forward to a wonderful new year. I feel like things are moving forward in 2022 for all of us. I think that we'll be coming out of the pandemic situation and moving forward and moving past that. And things will just start getting interesting again. So I love you all. Thank you so much for your support, and I will get right into the pick a card reading. I will have 4 piles down here. I'll put some instructions in the description box for people who have, not instructions, but just a little bit of guidance on how to pick a card pile if you've never done it before. Most of my subscribers have done it before, so all right. Looking forward to doing this reading for you guys. I'm sending you love and light as always. Namaste. So welcome back, my friends. As I said, I'm doing a yes or no pick a card reading today. I do have 4 piles down here, and I have 4 stones on the piles. I had some bigger stones today, so I thought I would try those out and see how it goes. That is a clear quartz crystal. On pile 1, by the way, an amethyst, rough cut amethyst on pile 2, a nice chunk of rose quartz on pile 3, and a smoky quartz on pile 4. So make your decision about which pile you think is answering the question for you that can be answered with a yes or no. I will warn you, sometimes it can be a maybe, but be real intuitive about it. Just take a deep breath and then choose the pile that you think is going to answer your question. I have already pulled most of the cards. I will pull some if I need to as we go through the reading, as you know, new questions come up. But make your choice. Click on the timestamp in the description box below. That will take you directly to that section in the reading, and I will see you there. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 1, these are going to be your messages, and pile 1 did have that lovely clear quartz crystal on it. Always good for spiritual readings and guidance. I'm going to just pull these cards all out at the same time and see if I can get a definitive yes or no first. That way you will get the answer to your question. And then there's always a story. There's always a story in the cards. So even after you get your answer, there might be some messages in there for you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. So pile 1, you got the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, 2 queens. The Queen of Swords. The Temperance card. And the Tower in the Universal Weight cards. In the Druid Craft Tarot, you got Rebirth, corresponds to Judgment in the Universal Weight. You got the Feralt, Temperance twice. Oh, yeah, Temperance twice. Although this is more about alchemy, this is about alchemy too. But it's kind of the same meaning. And you got the Seven of Cups. Okay, yeah. Okay, y'all, so I really do feel like this is a maybe. And the reason I say that is this is one of my cards for a maybe, because you can tell there's a back and forth thing right there. And because you got that twice in this reading, the Temperance and then the Feralt in the Druid Craft Tarot, which really has the same kind of meaning, like back and forth, alchemy, can't in a yes or no reading, to me that always means a maybe. It's like almost like I can't decide. I want it one way one day and another way the next day. There's another card here that almost has that maybe feel, and it's the Seven of Cups. It's like the Seven of Cups talks about having a lot of choices and not being able to make a decision. So this is a definite maybe. I do feel like very soon the answer will come to you, whether the answer is a yes or no. I think that there is a huge change that's coming. It's coming in very quickly, very suddenly from the universe. The Tower always talks about the universe coming and striking down anything that no longer serves you. And I feel like that's kind of what is happening here. Sorry about that interruption, but that's okay. Life is full of interruptions, right? Okay, so I do feel like with these cards here, we're talking about, they are cards of balance and harmony, but it's also, to me, a card of maybe, because it's like trying to find your equilibrium. And this card is about, the Seven of Cups is about having a lot of choices and not being able to make a decision. So I do feel like to turn this into a yes, if you want it to be a yes, you need to find some equilibrium within yourself before you can move forward in this situation. Whatever this situation may be, whatever it is that you're coming in to ask about, you need some balance first. Some peace, some harmony. Do some meditation on it. I'm kind of reminded of that saying. I actually think it came from Oprah. Doubt means don't. It's kind of that kind of situation where you're not sure. And when you're not sure, you don't need to act on anything right now. You need to get balanced and focused and get some peace about it before you make any decisions. Now, I will say this. You do have this 20, this rebirth here that talks about judgment. It talks about this guy's actually coming out of a tomb. So this reading does talk about being brought back to life in some way after a period of confusion, is what I'm going to say. It will become very clear. Once it becomes very clear, and also it will become suddenly very clear. Once you go within and you figure out the answer, it will suddenly become very clear, and it brings about a rebirth in your life. Then you can move forward. We have a couple of, well, we have three zodiac sign cards here. This is Sagittarius, the Temperance and the Feralt, both Sagittarius, which we are in Sagittarius season. But you may be a Sagittarius or may be dealing with a Sagittarius in this particular situation. We have the Queen of Swords here, which is minor arcana for Virgo. And then we also have Queen of Pentacles, which for me is minor arcana for Aquarius. So I don't know if one of those means something to you. The fact that you've got two women here, one being of a very sound mind, being very mental in their head, very logical, in the way that they make decisions. One looking pretty wistfully at the money here, maybe being more of a practical queen. focuses on the money situation, focuses on the material things, food, clothing, shelter. Those things are important to her. The Queen of Swords is a queen of ideas, more in the head again. And because they are looking in different directions, that tells me that for some of you, that might be your dilemma here, what you're trying to balance. You're trying to balance the practicalities with the ideal. What do you really want? The ideal situation. How can I make that practical? And I don't think that you've come up with the answer yet, and that's why this is a maybe for right now. I think it's coming in. Again, this is a card of getting clear, figuring out what it is that you want, and then once you figure it out, things move forward very quickly. Sudden change here. Then you are reborn. But first, there has to be some going within, finding the answers, making the decision from a place of peace and harmony. Again, I go back to meditating. I feel like that's kind of the message here, that Spirit is asking you to not make any decisions right now until you're very clear. And it will become very clear suddenly, and then you can move forward. So I'm just going to do the angels and ancestors for a final message here on this one, because I think we need some more wisdom. I will just ask for any final words of wisdom from our angels and ancestors on pile 1. Final words of wisdom for pile 1. Got Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. That's good advice. Okay, so Sagittarius is a fire sign too. Okay, so I think that the reason you got this Fire Guardian, ignite your passions, that is a message from the universe saying, go with that which you are passionate about. Go within to figure out what that is, and once you figure out what you are passionate about, then you will be able to move forward. That's when the Tower comes in to strike down anything that you're not passionate about, that does not serve your goals. Once you figure out what it is you want, that will all be stricken away, and then you rise again. You are reborn. You will come out maybe in the springtime. I'm getting there's a couple rabbits here. So it could be in the springtime that you make some headway on this situation, that you figure out which direction you're going to go in, and then you start moving in that direction. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, because it seems like the more I talk about this, and the more I try to figure this out, the more confusing it seems. And I feel like that's where you guys are at. And that's why this is a maybe for y'all. Got to get clear first. Once you get clear, then you can move forward. All right, that's all I have for my pile 1s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 2, these are going to be your messages. Pile 2 did have that really pretty rough cut amethyst on it. I'm going to pull these all out at the same time and see if we can get a definitive yes or no first. That way you will have an answer to your question, and then there's always a story after that, or some kind of additional information after that. You can stick around for that if you would like, if it resonates with you. If it's not resonating with you, you can just let it go, and at least you'll have your answer. Okay, so the 6 of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Cups for the universal weight. And then for, oh, wow, the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the 5 of Cups. You got the 9 of Swords. And you got the 10 of Swords. Okay, pile 2. So this is a yes. It is a yes because the one major arcana card that you have here is almost granting. It's almost, if you look at him, he's like almost granting your wish there. Now this card, the Hierophant, does kind of talk about traditional religion, traditional institutions. So let's say you are asking about, are you going to get that job at that big company? That's a yes. Are you going to get married in a church? That's a yes. Even, are you going to get married to your childhood sweetheart in a church? That's a yes. But I will say this yes comes after some unpleasant experiences. The Five of Cups is the card of mourning and some loss. Like maybe you have experienced a loss of maybe your childhood, not childhood sweetheart, but someone in your past that you were really, really loved. There was a loss here, and you have been in mourning. There's a little bit, you know, this Nine of Swords is kind of going through it a little bit. So when I say that this has been a period of mourning, it's probably been pretty intense mourning. It's not like, it wasn't a small loss. It seems pretty big. There were a lot of sleepless nights. There was a lot of worry. There was a lot of anxiety around it. For some of you, the Ten of Swords does indicate an actual breakup, an actual ending to a situation. That that can indicate a bit of a. This can indicate an actual loss in your life, like maybe a relative, and I'm feeling pretty strongly a mother figure relative. You've got the Queen of Cups here. A lot of times we'll talk about a mother. It is minor arcana for Scorpio as well. And Scorpio and Taurus are the only cards, zodiac people on the table, or astrology people on the table. Taurus, Scorpio. Don't get too caught up on that though. I'm not really feeling people so much here unless you are actually suffering from or dealing with the loss of a loved one, and it was a mother type figure to you. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it was your mother, but maybe someone that you thought of as a mother, maybe a grandmother, you know, even further back. But maybe in your childhood there was a loss that was pretty traumatic for you. I don't know who this is for. I just feel like this might actually be for for a specific person, someone that lost someone like their mother in childhood. And I don't know what the question is that you're asking, but it is a yes. But maybe this is just to identify for you, if you're watching and you happen to be that person that you lost somebody in your childhood and maybe a mother figure, then this is saying yes to your question. But I do feel like it's a yes to anybody that came here asking about romance, marriage, and marriage doesn't necessarily mean legally, like going to the church, although that's indicated here with this religion card and church card. That's actually a card of, you know, traditional religion, and it can indicate actually having a church wedding. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is an actual piece of paper sign and marriage thing, because I think that marriage is a coming together of people and making a commitment with someone, and it doesn't necessarily have to involve the government. Whatever it is, and I just can't get too much deeper in that without going into detail, and knowing what your particular story is, but this is a yes. It comes after a period of loss and mourning. For some of you, it may be a yes after you've even broken up with somebody. Are you getting back together? That's a yes. It's a yes for a relationship. It's a yes for coming together with someone and moving forward in an actual relationship, a traditional kind of relationship. It's also a yes for motherhood, pregnancy, motherhood. You have child, mother here, childhood, mother. So if you were asking about that, maybe there was a miscarriage and you're trying again, or your question is, should I try again? That's a yes, you should try again. It will work out this time. Sometimes it's all about timing with those things, you know, it's just not the right time. Sometimes it's not the right partner. Anyway, let's just see if I'm getting anything else here. Okay, that's about it. That's all I see. So final words of wisdom, because we have some romance on the board, which we don't always have. I get to use these Whispers of Love Oracle for the final message. We don't always have love in our readings. But this one is favorable for that. It's favorable for having a family, pregnancy and children and love and family. So we're going to do a Whispers of Love Oracle. What final words of wisdom do you have for pile twos? Oh, 2 is the sign of partnership too. So yeah, that's definitely a yes for partnering up, for having a family. Okay, final words of wisdom for pile 2. Receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. Okay. So that actually might be the reason for this Queen of Cups showing up here. It's a very feminine queen. So this talks about being in the feminine mode, and the feminine mode is the receptive mode. And this card talks about receiving love too. So there is going to be some love offered to you, some kind of gift, some kind of something that is offered to you. You even have that with this card. There's an offer out there. Someone's handing you something in the way of a cup. Cups are emotions, right? So just be receptive to it. That's what this is saying. Open your heart up, even if you've been hurt in the past. Open it up, be receptive, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but I have faith in you. You can do it, I promise. It's gonna be good this time. All right, that's all I have for my pile twos. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, y'all. If you chose pile 3, these are going to be your messages. Pile 3 did have that big old rose quartz on it. So I'm going to pull these cards all at the same time and see if I can get a definitive yes or no. I will tell you sometimes it is a maybe, but I'll do that first, get you the answer to the question. There is always a story after that, and you are welcome to stick around for the story. It may resonate with you and it may not. If it does not resonate with you, just let it go. But there's always additional information of some kind that comes through in the readings. So for the universal, wait. Nice. You got the Knight of Swords. You got the Page of Wands. You got the Knight of Wands. And you got the Full card. Wow. Okay. For the Druid Craft Tarot, you got the Death card. Nice. The Princess of Swords. And the Hermit card. Okay. Lonely no longer. Solitude no longer. This is a yes. This is a definite yes. Princess of Swords corresponds with the Page of Swords in the Universal Weight or Rider Weight, which is minor arcana for Taurus. Page of Wands is minor arcana for Sagittarius. But those are both very young energies. The young energy of the Princess's Sword is like a young energy air sign, which would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Page is young energy fire sign, which could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I don't know if you're one of those or who you're dealing with is one of those, but again, young energy, and to me, in this day and age, young would be under the age of 35. So, this is a yes to forward movement, to an adventure, an absolute adventure. Got that so many times here. Adventure, adventure, adventure. Going out into the world, not knowing exactly, where you're going. Where you going? I don't know. Who you taking with you? Nobody. How long are you going to be gone? I don't know. It is a complete, total new adventure. It's fun. It's exciting. It's passionate. There's a lot of passion in this. The Knight of Wands is fire energy, passion, enthusiasm, interest, something unique, something fun, something interesting. Knight of Wands, fast-moving energy. Knight of Swords, even faster moving energy. So this is changing for you. And I feel like what's changing is this solitude here. The Hermit card, major arcana for Virgo, talks about a time of going within, talks about a time of solitude, talks about finding the answers from within. Then once you find your answers, notice this light here, you become a beacon for other people. You go out into the rest of the world and you shine your light on the rest of the world. I'm being drawn to the fact that both of these are standing on the edge of a cliff. So, yes, you are going out on an adventure and you have no idea how it's going to turn off. It's like It's like a new beginning. The Fool is the first card in the major arcana. It's at 0. So 0 is all that is, including all potential. There's infinite possibility in this new beginning for you. I do feel like, again, because both of these are standing on the edge of the cliff, for some of you, this new adventure has to do with some kind of spiritual pursuit. Something about you shining a light for the rest of the world. You're pursuing it in some way out there in the world, in some way. I'm just going to leave that at that because I don't, that's going to be different for all of you. Death. Okay, so that is a total transformation. I feel like it's the death of this solitude time. You've gone within. Now, like the butterfly or the caterpillar that goes into this cannot think of the word for it right now. The caterpillar goes into the cocoon, is that right? And they're kind of, everything's gestating in there, gestating here. And then once you're ready, the caterpillar turns into a beautiful butterfly and comes out of the cocoon. Okay, that's what happens when there's a transformation. It's also, you can look at it like the snake too. There is a snake in that particular photo. But the snake is really big on always shedding their skin. They don't even worry about it. Just leave it behind. Go forward, That's what this reading is about. You're leaving it behind. You're moving forward. You're moving out on this big adventure. This is happening very suddenly for you guys. Both fast-moving energy here. Card for Sagittarius could be a timing card. We are in Sagittarius season right now. So it's something that can be happening before Sagittarius season ends, which would be around the 20th, somewhere around there of December. But it is a complete transformation for your life. And an exciting new beginning. That's the most important thing. To end this reading for you guys, I'm going to do a couple of things. Because you got travel, some indications of travel here. I want to get a Sacred Traveler Oracle. to see if there's some final words of wisdom from the Sacred Traveler. Some final words of wisdom from the Sacred Traveler for pile 3. Journey by moonlight, believe in magic. I love that. There is something very magical about this adventure that you're going out on. You don't know what it is, how it's going to turn out. You kind of don't even know where you're going, but you know you're going. That's for sure. Believe in the magic. This does require a leap of faith. That's one message for the card. So yes, there is a leap of faith involved, but you have to believe. It's the right thing. It is for you, that's for sure. All right, final words of wisdom from the sacred... No, I'm sorry, this is angels and ancestors. Just to see if there's any final message for pile 3. Final messages for pile 3. Knight, be brave and honest. Again, same message. Be brave. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Again, it does require a leap of faith, but you have everything that you need inside of you to make this work. You have all the skills that you need to make it work. Your soul, this has been calling to your soul for a long time, I feel. This new adventure out here. Maybe things have gotten a little stagnant. Maybe there was too much alone time. Maybe it was too much time going within. And that's why you're like, okay, let's go. Let's get out there. Let's do something. It might be a little bit scary in the beginning, as all new transformations are a little bit scary. But it's okay. It's going to be fine. In fact, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's what I think. It's magical. All right, that's what I have for my pile 3s. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Welcome back, my friends. If you chose pile 4, these are going to be your messages. And pile 4 did have that Smokey quartz on it. It's a very pretty stone. Okay, so I am going to pull these cards all at the same time, and I'm going to try to get a definitive yes or no for y'all for the beginning. There's always a message that comes after it. So with the message, just take what resonates with you and let the rest of it go. If it's not resonating with you, that's fine. At least you will have the answer to your question, and then you can move on. So let's see what we got here. Got a Knight of Pentacles, a 5 of Wands, a Page of Cups, a King of Cups, a 10 of Wands, a 5 of Pentacles, and a Princess of Cups. Okay, so that's kind of a double down on this particular message here. The Princess of Cups in the Druid Craft Tarot is the Page of Cups in the Universal Tarot, in the Universal Weight Tarot. So that's kind of double down on that message. And I think I know what it's saying there. But let's talk about this over here. Okay, so you guys, I really do feel like this is a no. I do feel like it doesn't look as bad as it could be for a no. But I want to get a clarifier on this Knight of Pentacles real quick. Show me this Knight of Pentacles. What is this about? The Knight of Pentacles. King of Wands. Aries energy. Fire energy. fire energy, passionate, enthusiasm, older gentleman, or Aries. Okay, this is a no. So let's just start there. Whatever your question is about, it's a no. If your question is about a new job, it's a no. If your question is about new romance, it's a no. And especially if it's someone that's already there that's offering you something in the way of romance, because it's reading very clearly that what is being offered to you here would not satisfy you. It would not be good for you. You would not like it. Whatever it is that you're asking about, that's on the table, that is being offered to you, it would not end up being a good thing for you. Couple things going on here. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot. This is the Five of Wands talks about conflict. Can talk about internal conflict. Can talk about competition. So if it is about a person, there's going to be some other competition out there. I also just feel like that it's going to be just your dynamic with that person is going to be really draining, in that there's a lot of conflict. You can't really find common ground. You can't really see eye to eye with this person as much as you would like to, or as good as they might look on paper. There's just not that common ground there, and it becomes a struggle, and that's indicated by that Five of Wands going all the way to a 10 of Wands, all the way to a place of absolute exhaustion. It's like from 5 to 10. Starts with little struggles, starts with just a little bit of conflict, can't quite see eye to eye, ends up with, I am so worn out with this, I cannot stand it any longer. So I do feel like it would end in loss. The Five of Pentacles does talk about loss. In the traditional, it does talk about monetary loss, like in the traditional universal weight. It's a card of poverty. It's a card of being cast out in the cold, being and there's some aloneness in this card too. Just not a part of the pack. There's that element. Being alone, being cast out in the cold, being on your own. Like if there is competition, like you could very well lose that competition if there's competition for the affections of this person that's offering you something. If it's just that conflict, and I do feel like it could just be, you just don't mesh. It just doesn't go together very well because there's just so much conflict with the relationship itself. If it is a business situation, and I do feel like for some of you it can be a business situation because you have this Pentacle here, can be a job offer. You also have this King of Wands, which is very much business owner, entrepreneurial energy there. So for some of you, it can also be like you're being offered something in a job, in the way of a job, and you're asking whether you should take the job or not. No, you should not. Again, there's just so much conflict, maybe conflict between people that are working in this place of employment, or maybe internal conflict, like it does not mesh with who you are internally. Like to take this job would put you so out of whack with who you are as a person that it would end up being very draining to you. So it's just a no. And over here, I think this is kind of more for people that are asking about a relationship. You got this Page of Cups here, which is very young energy, very immature energy. And when you talk about cups, you're talking about emotions. So with that page there and this King of Cups being here, that would be, the king is like the highest in whatever suit we're talking about. And here we're talking about the emotions. So a King of Cups will be very good with relating and very good with emotions. A Page of Cups is just not there. They just have a long way to go before they can be ready for a relationship. And that's what I'm feeling with this right here. So if the question is about a relationship for you, I feel like this kind of goes way more with if you're asking a question about a relationship than if you're asking the question about a job. If you are asking a question about a job, it could just be that these are people that are involved in this situation. This could be the dynamic with the people here that you just cannot see eye to eye with. There's something that's out of sync with this trio here. You got kind of a male-female of the same status, the same, what do you call it, energy. With the cups, they just have the same way of looking at things, the same flow of things, the same level of emotional maturity. And then you've got this King of Cups over here that has a very, very high level of emotional security. There's just a disconnect. Either there's a disconnect in the level of maturity of the people that you're dealing with, if it's a work situation, or there's a disconnect in the way you view things, because you're yin and yang, and not necessarily male female. That's just the way it happens to be. You know, that's just happens to be the symbols in these particular cards. There's just something that's not meshing. All three of these people together are not meshing. So again, that's more for employment. All right, I'm gonna just leave that there. It's just not gonna work. It would be exhausting. And that's, you know, that happens sometimes. It's better to know up front, right? All right, so I'm just going to get some final words of wisdom on this for you guys. Because I feel like there's some words of wisdom. I mean, it tells you exactly what would happen and why this is a no, why it wouldn't work. So that part's good in this reading. It would just wear you out. That's the thing right there. All right. What final words of wisdom do you have for pile fours? Final messages. Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to go one more on that. Broken Arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Okay. So this is kind of saying to me, unlock the magic that is inside of you instead of looking for something that is out there, whether that something is a new job, another person, someone to date, whatever it is. Focus more on you and finding peace in your own self and finding some magic with your own self. Definitely just cards of going within. And at least for now, saying no to these new situations. All right, that's all I have for my pile fours. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.